All right, folks, mark the date because two bombshell stories just collided into one firestorm. Now, on the surface, it looks kind of like a random campus meltdown. A young student at Texas Tech caught on video mocking the assassination of Charlie Kirk, yelling, "Yo, homie dead," dancing on his grave. I mean, within hours, she wasn't laughing. In fact, she was in handcuffs, booked and expelled, gone. Is anybody happy that she got expelled? Is anybody happy that she got put in handcuffs? If you're happy about the handcuffs, put a handcuffs. If you're happy about her being expelled, put expelled. But here's the twist, guys. While that circus was unfolding, the FBI dropped the biggest update yet. More than 20, count them, 20 new suspects are now under investigation. Guys, people who may have known about the plan to kill Charlie Kirk long before it even happened. Now, think about that. Not just one radical shooter, but an entire network of radical shooters. Wow. Okay. Or at least a network of radical shooter supporters, group chats, deleted messages, family and friends admitting that they heard things. A plot was announced in advance. Now, today, these two stories merge into one undeniable truth. This is not just about one unhinged student or one deranged assassin. This is a cultural sickness, a political movement that openly celebrates violence. And now actions are finally colliding with consequences. Expulsions, arrests, firings, raids. Hey, real quick, guys, do you think folks should get fired for celebrating Charlie Kirk's death? If you agree, drop a fire in the comments right now. Folks, I want to go ahead and lock it in right now. This is the date where two worlds collided, okay? Now, on the one hand, you got a campus meltdown that's so freaking vile that it went viral nationwide. But on the other hand, the FBI is blowing the lid off the Kirk assassination case, announcing more than 20 new suspects with ties or possible ties to the plot. Think about that. Two bombshells. Both are tied to the same disease infecting America. Now, this is not a coincidence. This is the reality of the world and where we're at right now. If you appreciate the news updates, hit the like button, subscribe. All right, guys, I want to go ahead and start with the meltdown because you've probably seen the clips. A young woman at Texas Tech in broad daylight dancing, screaming, mocking Charlie Kirk's death. "Yo, homie dead." She shouted that. Yeah. I know, it's unbelievable, but it didn't stop there. In fact, she turned the entire thing into a complete circus, claiming racism when people told her to calm down, even lying and saying that somebody called her an N-word. I didn't hear anybody say anything like that. Yeah, but that's what she's claiming. So she brought up reparations. She twisted every single pushback into a chance to play the victim. Typical, I know, right? But justice in Texas is not California justice, okay? Because within hours, she was in handcuffs, arrested, mugshot, and yes, swiftly hauled her little butt off to jail and expelled from campus. Now, at the same time, 18 years old, her adult life imploded in real time. What was supposed to be a moment of performative outrage turned into the textbook definition of FAFO. Anybody know what that stands for? F around and find out? Yeah. So she got a little taste of that right there. So shout out to her from the jail cell. Anyway, moving on, as this one student's life was collapsing right in front of the cameras, the FBI was making its own stunning moves. In fact, Director Kash Patel confirmed this morning that investigators have identified over 20 individuals who may have had prior knowledge of the assassination plan. Not just whispers, not just suspicions, hard evidence, DNA on the rifle and a screwdriver, a towel wrapped around the weapon, text messages recovered even after they were deleted. Okay, a handwritten note outlining intent. And here's the kicker. They found entire Discord group chats with scores of people involved. Family, friends, associated, all of them being questioned. Comment down below, should those folks who were involved also be arrested? Oh, and drop me a quick comment down below because we're hearing talks and chatter about if this individual, Tyler Roberts, this suspect by the name of Tyler Roberts, if he were to be convicted of this, should he face the electric chair or the firing squad? I mean, sounds like the firing squad would be a little bit more of an eye for an eye, but you guys let me know what you think the type of punishment would be more appropriate. This kind of means that the network around Tyler Robinson, Charlie Kirk's accused assassin, is far bigger than the media ever wanted you to believe. So here we are, guys, a viral student meltdown on one side, side, a federal investigation into dozens of possible conspirators on the other side, both happening on the same day, both pointing to the same sickness. Now, I want to dig a little bit deeper here because the overlap between campus extremism and national terrorism, this is where the story gets truly dark. Now, most people believe the myth that once you choose a Medicare plan, you're stuck with it forever. That's not true. In fact, insurance companies, they want you to think this, okay? Why? Because insurance companies make more money off of you if you don't know any better. This is why I partner with Chapter. They show you that Medicare isn't one and done. In fact, it's something that you can improve year after year. And one of our viewers actually said, I didn't even know I had options until Chapter explained it. Now my Medicare plan actually fits my life. So yeah, let me ask you, are you still buying into the myth, or are you going to do what most people are already doing? Finding out the truth. Well, most people are dialing the phone number at the bottom of your screen right there, or they're visiting askchapter.org/Ron. Phone number is 909-563-8279. And of course, this is totally free for the Ron Yates community. Tell them Ron says hello. So I want to drill down on the FBI's expanding investigation because what Kash Patel revealed this morning is nothing short of staggering. We're not talking about one man snapping, one deranged shooter with no ties. No, what is unfolding looks more like a web, a network, and this network is bigger than anyone first admitted. Now, the forensics alone tell the story. DNA was pulled from a towel wrapped around the rifle used to kill Charlie Kirk. This was a clear match to Tyler Robinson. There was another match that came from a screwdriver used to alter the same weapon. That's cold, hard science, guys. And if that's not damning enough, investigators dug up a handwritten note. Okay, this is a note that Robinson left behind. Now, in it, he outlined his plan. He named his target. This wasn't some spur of the moment rage. This was mapped out. This was, as they say, premeditated. Okay, so here's where it gets even darker. Robinson didn't just write it down. He texted about it. Yes, he tried to delete those messages, but the FBI cyber teams pulled them back. Now imagine this. Messages spelling out his intent, messages that were sent to other people, and those people didn't step forward. They didn't sound the alarm. They just sat in silence, or worse, they egged him on. Yeah, go ahead and do it, man. Do it, man. Yeah. I mean, what kind of people would get behind that kind of thing, right? This is why Kash Patel confirmed that there are over 20 individuals under investigation, not suspects, but potential conspirators, people who may have had prior knowledge of a political assassination and did nothing about it. And the digital footprint is massive. Discord group chats loaded with scores of users, and now the central focus, FBI officials admitted they have to go through the proper legal channels, get the search warrants, subpoenas, because they want this evidence rock solid in court. But they have already confirmed those chats are swarming with names, profiles, and conversations, family members, friends, online connections. They're all being dragged into the spotlight. And the Bureau says interviews are already underway. So now I want to just pause for a second. Think about this, okay? What we're learning is that Charlie Kirk wasn't just hunted by one radical. It was discussed, it was previewed, and in some cases applauded before it even happened. That's not just evidence. That is a conspiracy. Now, here's where the overlap really kind of hits you in the stomach, okay? Because while the FBI is piecing together this online terror network, you got students like the one in Texas Tech openly celebrating Kirk's murder in public, shouting, "Yo, homie dead," playing the victim when confronted about it, twisting the conversation to be talking about reparations, to race, to pretty much anything that would shield her from accountability for what she did. But this is the same sickness. One side of the culture thinks mocking assassination is empowerment, but the other side of the culture is hiding in Discord chats, treating assassination plots like some kind of a dark joke or political fantasy. And both are feeding the same beast. So ask yourself this: if they're willing to shout it out on camera, what do you think they're whispering behind closed doors, right? And if they're this bold in public, what are they plotting in private? This is the dangerous overlap, folks. Pay attention. This isn't random chaos. This is a straight line from the campus quad to the encrypted chat room. It's not an isolated incident. This is a movement. This is a movement that laughs at deaths, justifies murder, and now finds itself under the FBI's microscope. Oh, and the chilling part? Oh, we're only at the beginning of what the investigators are finding right now. I want to talk about what they're uncovering. So let's dig into this motive, because every assassination has one. And the more evidence that we learn about Tyler Robinson, the clearer it becomes that this was not just about a single man snapping. This was ideology weaponized. So Tyler Robinson's own family admitted he was marinating in radical leftist thought. His bullet casings weren't plain brass. He carved Antifa-style language into them, almost like trophies of hatred. Investigators are saying that it wasn't random graffiti. It was political signaling, a way of saying, I did this in the name of the movement. Now, think about that. He was literally loading his ideology into the chamber. This is crazy, right? So then there's the most disturbing piece, okay? Intent wasn't whispered after the fact. It was announced in advance, okay? Deputy Director Dan Bongino, he said it himself. Robinson told others that he was planning. He said the name. He said the target. He laid out the intent. This is where the gut check comes in. Did those people laugh it off? Did they think it was some kind of a edgy online joke or something? Or did they silently approve and let it slide? Maybe even encourage them? Well, FBI says that this is one of the most alarming parts of their investigation, the silence of those who knew. Now, this is the crossroads where ideology meets complicity, okay? It's not just about one shooter's motive. This is about the people who knew and either shrugged it off or cheered it on. So this is what makes this different from a lone wolf situation. This is a sickness. It's spreading through the networks, through the classrooms and social circles, and now we're seeing the ripple effect because the consequences are not stopping at one expulsion or one arrest. They're spreading across the country like wildfire. Employers are waking up Monday morning and they're firing people who cheered Kirk's death online. Teachers, nurses, government workers, gone. They're expelling students from school. Why? Because no boss in America wants someone on the payroll who celebrates political assassination. Not to mention they know it's likely to come back and harm their business, and it's toxic, it's destabilizing, and it exposes the rot. Now, here's where the hypocrisy glares. The same crowd that screams about hate speech, who say words are violence, who call for deplatforming over pronouns, they're suddenly crying about the free speech when their own words get them fired. Well, they want you to believe that this is censorship and overcorrection, right? But let's call it what it really is. Accountability. If you celebrate a man being executed in front of his wife and kids, you are clearly unfit to stand in front of a classroom, to treat patients, or to serve the public office, period. And so that's the connection back to the expelled student. Her public tantrum wasn't an isolated meltdown. It is the same ideological sickness, just acted out on camera. She screams about reparations. She lied about racial slurs. She danced on Kirk's grave. And in less than 24 hours, her life imploded. Good for her. Arrested, mugshot, expelled. So this is the same fate thousands of radicals are now facing online. Their public celebrations, they're costing them their jobs, their reputations, their futures. But the lesson is clear. Actions have consequences. But the deeper truth, these aren't just consequences for individual. This is America finally drawing a line in the sand. But in the middle of all of this chaos, I don't want to forget about the emotional counterpoint here. This is the fire that Charlie Kirk's widow lit. Erica Kirk, she stood on that stage and she declared to the world, if you thought Charlie's mission was powerful before, you have no idea what you've unleashed. Oh, and she meant it too. Her words weren't just grief. They were a battle cry. She promised that the cries of a widow would echo like thunder across America. Oh, you know what? She was right. Turning Point USA is exploding. Charlie's producer revealed over 37,000 new chapter inquiries in just days. Compare that to their existing 3,500 chapters. That is 10 times more energy pouring in than they already had. High schools, colleges, businesses, ordinary Americans are saying, look, sign me up. I want to carry Charlie Kirk's mission forward. Hey, wow. This is almost like, and I'm not trying to compare Charlie Kirk to Jesus Christ, but I want you to see the parallel. When they killed the man, it propelled the mission. That's all I'm trying to say here. Students devastated by his death are now mobilizing to keep his voice alive. Now, this wasn't the silencing of a movement. This was like gasoline on a flame. Drop me a comment down below. Just type in parallel if you understand what I was saying between Jesus Christ and Charlie Kirk there. But right alongside that groundswell is the government response from President Donald J. Trump. Vice President J.D. Vance hosted Charlie Kirk's show this week, sitting down with Stephen Miller, who vowed that the administration will dismantle these domestic terror network roots and branch. Okay, Miller said it plain. This isn't about blind rage. It's about focused, righteous anger. Anger that turned into policy. Anger turned into a mission. President Trump, he confirmed it himself. left-wing organizations are already under federal investigation, not hypotheticals, not someday, today, right now. And so if you think this administration is going to look the other way while radicals celebrate the murder of an American patriot, you out your dang mind, okay? Trump and his team are already moving in. In fact, the left wanted to break America's back with fear. But instead, they triggered a reckoning. Here's a real question, folks. Is this the moment that they've been waiting for? The moment where the radicals get exposed, the networks get dismantled, and justice finally swings back in favor of the people? Now, of course, right on cue, the media spin machine kicks into high gear. CNN, MSNBC, the whole lot of them, parroting the same line. We need to lower the temperature. Translation, blame Trump. Blame the right, pretend that this is a both sides problem when it's not. Because let's be honest, guys, it's been 5 days. Well, actually, a little bit more than 5 days since Charlie Kirk was assassinated. Do you see conservatives rioting in the streets? Do you see Tesla dealerships being firebombed and blown up like we saw during left-wing uprisings? No. You see grief. You see prayer vigils. You see people organizing to build, not burn. You see the difference, right? They ain't like us. And the media wants you to believe that it's equal. They want to muddy the waters to tell you that this is not a radical left problem. This is an America problem. Don't buy it, guys. Do not let them erase the truth. The plot against Kirk came from one side and one side only. The celebrations online, one side. The campus meltdowns, one side. It's really not complicated. So, which kind of brings us to the final decision point, because this isn't just about a student getting expelled or even about 20 new FBI suspects. None of that. This is about the America that we're going to live in. On one side, you have expulsion, arrests, FBI raids, employers drawing the line. But on the other side, you have a conservative movement galvanized like never before. Kirk's legacy igniting thousands. Trump's administration striking at the heart of domestic terror. So here's a question. Do you want to share space with people who laugh at assassinations, who celebrate death, or cheer for chaos? Or do you want to stand with those who fight for life, for truth, for justice? Because today, the line couldn't be any clearer, okay? This is not just another news story. This is a turning point. Pick a side. Like, subscribe, share this video, because the truth must spread faster than the lies. See you next time.